With a health scare revealed and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Taking to X, Pandemonium Pro Wrestling made an announcement regarding Shelton Benjamin no longer being available to appear at an upcoming event, writing, "Unfortunately, the moment a lot of people have expected has come. Shelton Benjamin has been pulled from our show. We've had Shelton Benjamin booked since September and had been reassured for months that we were good to go, but a decision was made that is ultimately out of our control. We understand frustration from our fans, as we are also incredibly frustrated. We will be postponing a replacement announcement immediately following this tweet." With Tonga Loa having been out of action from WWE due to an injury, an update was provided as Ringside News noted that WWE fans hoping for Tonga Loa to make a surprise comeback at WrestleMania 41 might want to pump the brakes. According to a new report from PW Nexus, Tonga Loa looks to return to SmackDown in June, following a long recovery from the bicep injury he suffered during the Bloodline vs. Bloodline War Games match at Survivor Series last year. That officially puts to rest previous speculation that WWE was planning to bring him back in time for WrestleMania weekend. Previously, WrestleVotes noted that WWE was shooting for WrestleMania for Tonga Loa, but even then admitted, "I don't know if they have a spot for him. I wouldn't say that he's got a tag match lined up. That plan now appears to be off the table entirely." Tonga Loa made his debut with the company during Backlash and quickly became a key piece in the new Bloodline storyline, but his momentum hit a wall when he tore his bicep, leaving the group to struggle without his presence. Since then, the Bloodline has been trying to hold it together with fewer moving parts, and fans have definitely felt the absence. With WrestleMania 41 set for April 19th and 20th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, many assumed WWE might insert Loa back into the mix to help reshape the family's future, but now it looks like creative is taking a longer approach with his return. June could be the perfect time to reintroduce him after the WrestleMania fallout settles and new summer feuds start heating up. Whether he rejoins the Bloodline or takes the opportunity to break out as a solo force remains to be seen. Staying on the topic of injury updates for WWE stars, Ringside News said ILJA Dragunov sustained an ACL injury during his match against Gunther in September 2024 and was expected to be out for a long time. While he is still missing from WWE television, his expected return timeline has now been revealed. According to a report by PWN, it was noted that ILJA Dragunov is targeting a return to the Monday Night Raw roster in September. Therefore, fans will still have to wait at least 5 more months until they get to see the Mad Dragon return. It was reported earlier that ILJA Dragunov has been training at the WWE Performance Center for his in-ring return. He was also seen without any support gear for his injury, which is definitely a positive sign for his recovery. ILJA Dragunov's injury came at an unfortunate time, just as he was gaining momentum on the main roster. In the beginning, doctors estimated a recovery time of 6 to 9 months. However, based on the latest update, it seems the injury may have been more severe than first expected, since it will take him longer to come back. With WWE keeping a close eye on his progress, we'll have to wait and see if Dragunov will be able to return before September this year. He is one of the best wrestlers in WWE, and his comeback would be a massive boost for the Raw roster. Mentioning the conversation he had with John Cena regarding him turning heel in WWE, Triple H told the Daily Mail it was a conversation that when it was brought up, everybody, I think in John's mind, he was like, "Wow, I didn't think you were going to say that. I love it." It's a challenge to him. John's not a complacent person. At a certain point in time, they come and they give you something way off something you've ever done, and you're like, "Wow, all right, that's a challenge I've never done before." That energizes you and gets your creative juices going. This is going to be special because John is lit up about it. We're lit up about it. It's going to be incredible. Following that interview with Triple H, Alex McCarthy of Daily Mail posted this to X. When I asked Triple H about the UK having a premium live event in the next year or so, oh yeah, for sure. Also mentioned India as a market that will soon be able to view them on Netflix and a place he'd like to go. When it comes to the status of the Elite as executive vice presidents in AEW, Ringside News wrote that AEW has a lot going on right now, and there are some things changing that has led many to wonder what is going to happen to some of the highest positions in the company. During a recent Q&A session on Fightful Select, Sean Ross Sapp addressed the status of the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega within AEW. When asked if the three still held their executive vice president roles, he then confirmed that they remain in those positions. According to Sapp, the Young Bucks in particular have had limited presence at AEW events. He noted that they have not been backstage or at shows frequently. On occasions when they have attended events, they reportedly left a long time before the events went live on television. It was also mentioned that the Young Bucks had planned to take an extended break after their departure from regular appearances. Nick and Matt Jackson have not been seen on television since they lost the AEW World Tag Team titles to Private Party in October 2024. Despite their current absence, the Young Bucks and Omega continue to hold their EVP titles within AEW's leadership structure. We'll have to see if they remain in those roles in the future, but it seems that they are still involved in one way or another with the inner workings of the company. Tony Khan's operation has certainly changed since they opened their doors in 2019. Although they have lost some people behind the scenes and some roles have shifted, it appears that the Elite are still EVPs. Recalling a skin cancer diagnosis he received, John Cena said this to People in partnership with Neutrogena's Sunscreen You Can't See campaign. It wasn't until I went to a dermatologist and got a skin checkup and had a cancerous spot removed from my right pec. I was very lucky to have a great dermatologist who kind of, I guess for lack of a better term, held me by the hand and let me know that I wasn't alone. If you watch WWE, you'll be able to see them. I wear them as a reminder of, hey man, you need to take the extra few seconds to protect yourself every day. I was stubborn. I didn't want to have a routine. I thought the problem would never reach me. It wasn't until about halfway through filming the campaign that I was brave enough to share my story. I'm very fortunate to hopefully be a mouthpiece to get people to use sunscreen. Just get out of your own way. It's not something you should exercise to just make you look more beautiful. It's something you should exercise to allow you to be who you are for a longer period of time. Touching on the idea that CM Punk learned about being in the main event of WrestleMania 41 live on air during SmackDown last week, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful said, they might claim that, but everything that I have ever seen that is that story driven and story involved was scripted out ahead of time for WWE. Even promos that you guys thought were not scripted have been scripted. Are promos less scripted under Triple H, or does it depend on the talent? Both. They are a little less scripted at times, but it's still a lot of stuff gets scripted verbatim. The Rock is not going out there with an exact script. He's able to riff quite a bit, but he works with Brian Gewirtz and other people as well. When it comes to an AEW star potentially leaving the promotion and joining WWE, Ringside News wrote that Mariah May's future in AEW just got a whole lot more interesting. And it's not just because her contract might be wrapping up this summer. According to earlier reports, many in AEW, including talent and higher-ups, believe May is currently in the final year of her deal. There's uncertainty around whether option years are in play, but one thing's clear. Her stock has never been higher after an 18-month run that included a red-hot feud with Toni Storm. Naturally, that's led to speculation that May could be WWE bound. Some fans were quick to throw her name around online, assuming a jump to Stamford was inevitable, but Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp shut that down on the latest Fightful Select podcast, saying the rumors have no foundation, at least not yet. As I look through there, I'll be transparent. There were so many people that were like, oh, well, she's going to WWE, and when I hit up WWE, specifically people in there, There were things thrown around like internal incoming list since she's on it. That isn't true. That is not a thing that exists. It's not real. Sapp made it clear that May could be interested in WWE, but nothing concrete has materialized. Maybe she wants to go to WWE. I don't know, but her deal is up this year. It has been reported by Fightful that KARRION KROSS could see his WWE contract expire sometime this summer. Now, he has fueled speculation that he is leaving the company, as he's now going by his real name on Instagram and X. Asked about the reaction to Triple H's decision-making for the main event of WrestleMania, as a triple threat match between CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns will close out night 1, and Cody Rhodes vs. John Cena will main event night 2, Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful noted, yes, it's absolutely what he favors for the spot. You could argue that Roman Reigns vs. CM Punk vs. Seth Rollins is as big of a marquee match as you can get. It's a heavily stacked bout that casual fans will love. A lot of people are saying, well, of course, that's what they're doing. But internally, I don't hear a ton of reactions. Only a handful of people are really concerned about being in the WrestleMania main event because they know it's not a realistic goal for them this year. During that same show, Sean Ross Sapp mentioned this about Becky Lynch returning at WrestleMania or the Raw after the event. At this point, I have not heard anything. I don't expect her to be on the WrestleMania card. I know that things were pitched for her at Mania, but I'm not sure what happened with that. Recalling how she felt after her sex tape and nude photos leaked online, former WWE and ex-AEW star Saraya told The Guardian, I wanted to kill myself. I didn't want to be around anymore. It was like the straw that broke the camel's back. I felt as if there was no way I could recover from this. My career, my friendships, my family. I felt that everything was done. Taking to Instagram, John Cena posted a photo of Randy Orton as he is seemingly hinting at a feud with the star for his final year in pro wrestling. After Gail Kim's firing from TNA Wrestling, this was said by Ringside News regarding her future. Gail Kim's sudden departure from TNA Wrestling caught a lot of fans off guard. But here's the big twist, she can hit the ground running anywhere she wants. According to Fightful Select's Sean Ross Sapp, the Knockouts legend isn't being held back by a non-compete clause. Gail Kim does not have a non-compete. She can work for any wrestling company, wherever, immediately, Sapp revealed on the latest episode of the Fightful Select podcast. That's huge, especially considering the amount of speculation already swirling about her next move, with AEW commentator Jim Ross openly backing her, saying she's very, very valuable and does a great job. The runway for a quick return to wrestling is wide open. Kim had addressed fans after Anthem Sports and Entertainment released her from her backstage role in TNA. She took to Instagram to thank fans and friends, writing, more than anything, I am grateful for all the years and opportunities I was given to help build something I always dreamed of. The Knockouts division is and will always be my heart. But she didn't leave any doubt about her future in wrestling either. This will not end my passion or my love for wrestling, and this is not the end of Gail Kim in the wrestling world. Now, with no contractual chains holding her back, Gail Kim's next move could come faster than anyone expected. As Britt Baker has been absent from AEW, an update was provided, with Ringside News writing, rumors have been swirling for months about Britt Baker's status with AEW, but now we've got a clear answer, and it shuts the door on the exit talk once and for all. On the latest Fightful Select podcast, Sean Ross Sapp addressed the speculation directly. Despite the online speculation, we can confirm Britt Baker is still signed by AEW and will remain under contract for quite some time. That's right, she's not just under contract, she's not even close close to being done with the company. Baker, one of AEW's original homegrown stars, has been absent from television since late 2023. Her silence and absence sparked plenty of debate online, with fans wondering if she was walking away from the company or even pro wrestling altogether. Zapp clarified that she's just taking time off, and there's no deeper drama behind the scenes. In fact, he suggested there's more going on behind the curtain than most fans realize, adding, "I'd imagine if many people understood a number of the things she'd experienced outside the ring, they'd probably give her more credit for how the last couple of years had went." In the meantime, Baker has stayed busy with other appearances, stemming from her role in Cobra Kai, but fans worried this was a permanent shift away from Wrestling Can Breathe Easy. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.